Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas with Jill Taylor. Always a pleasure to talk with her and finding out everything going on with pregnancy choices. And Jill, I have to say, we've talked about Sold Out, which the Golf and Spa Day will be supporting, but you have more services than I think people even begin to realize. Can we talk a little bit about, first of all, you're opening your technically 5th location soon.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Very exciting. We're working on a new facility that actually it's a rented facility, but we're making it brand new inside. And it's located in Summit County. It's the first time we've skipped the bonds of of Stark County, and we're delighted to be in Summit County, right on Arlington, just across from the Home Depot there. And it's technically in green. We have wonderful support from the Green Chapel. And they're our main supporter right now as far as churches, but we're really anxious to get other churches involved. We feel like we are going to really have a lot of response there. We're also down the street from Kenmore, and that's a great location to step in and help that community. There's a lot of need there. So
yes, and you've also opened within the last year or so a facility in Massillon, which is so warm and welcoming. And
our Massillon facility's been open, I think, for 5 years.
Has
believe
it
it
really?
or not.
Well,
yes.
see, that's how much I know.
But what we did open in the last couple of year and a half, we did open the medical component over on Cleveland Avenue, and we've opened the House of Hope, which is located on the grounds of a wonderful church nearby us, but we don't usually let people know exactly where that is because it's a very private place where we can do our reconciliation ministry and meet with women and men who are dealing with some post issues that really have them needing healing.
Okay, let's peel this back. So the medical facilities would be which locations?
All 3 locations have medical. We all have ultrasound at all of them, including we already have the ultrasound for Green, thanks to a wonderful foundation that donated that.
So that will be the 4th.
That's the 4th, yes,
wow.
all 4. And we will open up a clinic of some sort in Green once we get going. We'll get our feet under us first there. You start small and build up your clientele as well as your support, your volunteers, etc. So that's going to be exciting.
What takes place? What all services do you offer at the medical facilities? Because I think the list of testing is pretty impressive.
We offer nurses, RNs, and nurse practitioners and doctors who work with clients on a volunteer basis who come in for STD, STI testing.
What's the difference between STD and STI?
Okay, well, the disease can be treated, and the infection you'll probably have with you for the rest of your life. That's the difference. Okay. But there are wonderful things that we can help you with on all of those issues. And, of course, being aware. Sometimes you're not aware you're carrying something. And so it's important for you to know that and to be responsible on that. But we also have women who come through that clinic and are pregnant as well. So we are able to bring them in, maybe have their first OBGYN appointment with us, and then we can transfer them to a doctor that is more than willing to see them and be their physician all the way through the delivery. So that is a great opportunity. We do the actual treatment of the STDs, and we do a follow-up 1 hour, as long as 1 hour appointment with a nurse in terms of your results. Talking about the results, talking about where you feel about that. Do you want to be here again in another month to be tested, or is there something we can do to help you adjust your lifestyle? And of course, in everything, Susie, we share Christ.
Yeah.
In everything. That's the change that has to happen in my life. For me to be different than who I was yesterday, I have to have that new life. And so we share it. We share it very much with permission, but it's so it's such a teaser, because really, when I share, can I tell you the hope that I have for you? I always hear someone say, yes, why do you have hope for me? I am so lost. And I said, well, because I was lost. I had my own issues. And Christ, when he came into my heart, and I accepted the gift that he had for me of grace and forgiveness, from then on, He has been with me, and I'm new. And it doesn't mean I don't fail still. It means that I'm always under the blood of Christ and that grace. When I make mistakes, I come right back and ask forgiveness, and it's done.
For the person who wants to progress from that point, then, they're saying, yes, I want to live differently. And then, of course, the STDs and STIs, that becomes secondary as far as what's most important for me now is to really find out more about this Jesus and what he can mean to me. What's offered at that point for people? Well,
ideally, any one of the reconciliation programs. So we have Refuge, which just deals with grief. I'm so disappointed in what my parents did that has caused me to step off and go this direction. I need to be able to forgive them. Or I'm so angry with a boyfriend who looked like he was going to care about me and walked away. Or I'm so upset about a miscarriage. Sometimes it's something like that drives a wedge between us and God. I know it did for Howard and me when we had a miscarriage. I know I spent a lot of time right off the bat saying, God, you could have fixed that. You could have changed it. Nobody had to know. And I had to get over myself to come back to God and say, thank you for loving me through this little anger tantrum that I had with you. So that's one of the wonderful things is called Refuge. It is fabulous Bible study, and I would recommend that highly. Another one is Unbound, which deals primarily with our sexual past. You know, whether you became a Christian as a child and you found yourself floundering when you got into college or whatever, and you think, oh, I hope no one ever finds out about that part of my life. Or you weren't a Christian and you went through some really rough times, and once you became a Christian, you thought I could never tell anybody or allow anybody to know that part of my life because they won't accept me. It's a really huge issue for women. Men, not so much. They tend to say, gosh, it's done. God forgave me. I'm moving on. Women have this incredible little memory thing that when a song plays, boom, you're back in that bedroom.
Long memories.
Exactly. A smell comes and you go, oh, that's the cologne that. You've got a piece of jewelry you refuse to let go of from the guy who abused you, and you keep putting that on and you keep remembering him. And that's, there are all sorts of things that Unbound is a very good biblical study that gets you through that shame and that grief and that anger and that I can't forgive to the forgiveness and where you experience the forgiveness yourself. And then, of course, one of my favorites is the past abortion one that we have that's called Unveiled. Unveiled Freedom. It's called Portraits, Unveiled Freedom. I'm sorry, I started to misquote it that way, but it's a beautiful walk through various women in the Bible that Jesus touched and the things that they learned in that, how their shame was lifted, how their fear was removed. It's fabulous. So all those are great Bible studies that we would recommend.
That a person could step right into and start taking. And the post-abortion one would be separate than the other types of grief, yes, because that's more of a specific type of grief.
It is. Sometimes we have people go through the first one and then they have the courage to say, I didn't tell you this before, but I've had an abortion. Can I step through that one as well? But Susie, all of the things that we have Bridges classes and education and those things, all of them are scripturally based, so that when they do the Earn While You Learn, they're getting a chance to hear why God loves them so much.
I want to get into all those, but I have one more question about your classes dealing with the not counseling, but it's a client advocate, isn't it, that takes them through these Bible studies. One of the greatest lies I think women are told is, yes, you have this little problem, you're pregnant. We can take care of this little problem for you. We'll make it go away, and you never have to think about it again. You have seen that lie can absolutely destroy a person.
Right.
Okay, talk about
everything about abortion starts with lies. The lie that it's not a child. The lie that the conception has taken place, but it's no big deal. Let's get rid of that right now as soon as you know, which is typically they're 8 to 10 weeks along by the time they know. Well, you better believe that little heartbeat's going, their little brain cells developing. It is a child, and if you don't do anything, it'll be a baby, 9 pounds, 8 pounds, after 9 months. And it'll bless your life, or it'll bless someone's life.
If it's not alive, why must you kill it to make it go away?
Yeah. And the whole heartbeat thing, of course, is so interesting. If your heart is beating, you're still alive when they pick you up at an accident site. They're going to rush you to the hospital. If your heart is beating in the womb, they'll kill you. It doesn't matter. So anyway, going back to that question which you asked, which was, remind me here, you were saying
that you have seen the grief that a person does experience even after they've been told this won't bother you at all. You can just move on with your life.
And I can guarantee you, Susie, that the date that they had the abortion will be an anniversary date. You know, you're talking about this being the anniversary, I think, of your time on the radio.
Yes, a year.
How exciting that is. And I just talked to this wonderful man who's celebrating his anniversary of their marriage. There is an anniversary to the date you had the abortion, and you will not forget it. And the other thing you won't forget is that child would be a year old now. That child would be 5 now. And you're looking at children and you're thinking, I wonder what my child would be like. And so you don't want to deal with that regret all your life. So when it has already happened and you've had that abortion, we want to help you walk through that and know that God has forgiven you. And it's layers upon layers of dealing with it. We just had a gal who went through the conference, and she has gone through the class. She's taught the class, and she said, you wouldn't believe the healing I received at the conference that I had to have.
And the ability to forgive yourself.
Yeah.
That's important. You offer things for parents. You mentioned Earn While You Learn. You have dad classes, mom classes. Can you touch on those? Yes,
I can. I can just tell you that we do have all of those things. And then we really want to up our men's ministry. We're excited about that. We want to hit marriage with the full on and deal with that. So, yep, you got it.
Okay, so the way we can support all of this awesome stuff is by golfing on September 26th. Give us all the details one more time, please.
Yes, call us at 330-455
$7,500.
7,500. Thank you. I had a brain freeze for a moment. 455-7,500. And we can give you all the information. But right now, specifically, whoever you are, where you're driving, where you're in the kitchen, whether you're in your office, I know God's calling someone out to be our final $5,000 sponsor on the proximity hole. We'd love to have you call us and bless us by saving 4 babies. That would be awesome.
You can call and just say, you know that person you're talking about? I'm that person. I'm the one. I want to save 4 babies.
Yeah.
And
it's a spa. It's a spa day as well. You can send your office assistant. You can send your wife. I love that you pointed that out, Susie. Why not? Give her a wonderful day. Send both of them so they can get to know each other. They both help you throughout the day and throughout life. So let them get to know each other better.
That's a great idea. So for golfers, for non-golfers alike, you can have a wonderful day on the golf course, a wonderful day in the spa, and everybody gets a great dinner at the end.
Or put your name on a sign at the hole, and for only $250, we'll have your business representing life issues. And we'd love to have you be a part of that.
Also visit www.pregnancychoicesforme.org. Jill Taylor from Pregnancy Choices. Thank you so much for all you do for our community.
Thank you, Susie.